Alright, so basically, shock came out of the shock mount, upper shock mount. I don't know exactly when this part's going to come out or anything like that, but this time we're actually going to fix it right with Loctite, with all that kind of stuff. So...
Well, you guys, I would assume at this point they've seen the pre-Cars and Coffee thrash while my lips look really red because I've been drinking cheer wine. Anyway, so we're trying to undo the butchery that we did then, because when we went to get bolts, and I wish we had the other one, we'll probably show it to you at some point, the threads stop near the top of the bolt, and the problem with that is we can't get the shock fully tightened down. And so what we did is we went and found bolts that are the right length, that are the right, the threads go all the way to the top. Because if we got any longer bolts, it would be a pain to get the wrench around it. So these should be the perfect length, they should fit everything, we should be good. But we just gotta crawl under there and...
Helpful tip, children, always clean up your workspace.
Yeah, especially when your car burns more oil than the entire U.S. Navy.
Alright guys, so what you're looking at right now is the upper shock mount. If you're wondering, yes, those are purple zip ties.
My mom's a teacher, so they were free.
Basically, the problem is, this bolt, it's very loose. Because again, what we explained, and we could probably show you one of the bolts here in a minute, the bolts, they don't thread all the way to the top. And because of that, we can't thread it in all the way. Well, we did our kind of like botched fix. We went into Home Depot really early in the morning, and we got these bolts, and we thought that they were fine, but the problem is like this little extra bit right here, and because of like the clearances of the shock of the upper shock mount and the actual shock of where it attaches, it was not able to go all the way up on the threads because of this bit right there. So because of that, again, that's why it was wiggling loose so much. So now what we did is again, this is just a temp fix, and it worked just to kind of keep the shock in there. But that's done. So now we got these. Again, basically the same size and all that kind of stuff, except now, whoa, what's this? Threads that go all the way up.
I just thought of a major problem.
What?
Did you bring the ratchet strap?
It's still here.
Still here? Oh, okay. We're fine.
Let's just try and fix this. Now, what do you need me to do? Oh yeah, jack up the car, right?
You're gonna have to jack the car up. First, I gotta get under there and figure out where I need what and all that good stuff. Oh, I just hit a button.
What button did you hit?
It's an arrow button. I don't know what that does. I miss cameras the way they used to make them. Film. Balance the camera right there and literally look through the lens putting this bolt in because YouTube. But yeah, that's a general idea of what's actually going on here. So see, there's the shock, the top of it, there's the frame. The bolt we had, the threads stopped about there. This one has threads going all the way up. So that should hopefully...
Oh, you already got the bolt and stuff in there?
Yeah, I'm just trying to make sure I can get everything fit on there before we worry about thread locker and all that other stuff. I want to make sure it's going to work. Sorry if the camera's a little shaky, y'all. Holding with one hand, trying to balance everything. Okay, so you can see there's both of the bolts for the shock. There's the shock itself. What was happening is when we were working on it before Cars and Coffee, it was laying right here on the exhaust. It was going this way. And so what we ended up having to do that y'all missed is, you see how it's right there by the tire? We ended up having to take a ratchet strap, and yes, I know this is sketch. Wrap it around the top up here and around the tire, and then use that to pull it, because when we would lower the body down, it would force the shock over this way again. And by ratchet strapping it, it made it hold in the position it needed to be, and then once the weight of the car was on top of it, it wasn't going anywhere. And you can see I wrapped a zip tie around the top of it, because if the bolts ever came loose again, I wanted the shock to remain in position. And So far, it's actually seemed to work because it's actually made it to where I can get the bolts out easier, because usually they're kind of wedged in there. So we may not even have to jack the car up right now, actually. We'll see. But that was kind of the issue we were having, is the shock was just attached at the bottom, and it fell off, and the only thing holding the car up on this side was the spring. Now on the other side, I basically did the same thing. However, this shock did not fall out. The bolts were still in position and everything else. So that was pretty much where we were at. And of course, that was after I spent 3 hours washing this car for Cars and Coffee, because that's always when it decides to break, at 11:30 at night. So that was an ordeal. And now I'm going to pass the camera back to him, and y'all are going to get a wonderful view of my yard. I didn't bash anything, did I?
No, you're good.
Too much of the work. I just need it to...
So I think we're about to do one of the sketchier things.
This is what we had to do last time. However, we're not going to have to do it.
Yeah, we had to do this last time. Well, this time it's going to be a little bit less sketchy.
Yeah. Because this time I don't need it to hold it from falling from the car. I just basically need an extra hand.
Inside. I mean, it's already kind of taut on this side.
There we go. Perfect.
It's good?
Yep, that's all I need. I just needed I just needed the shock to come over to the left just a little bit so that I could get the bolt out and the other one in.
Alright, so finally done. The reason why I didn't film for like the last little bit is because it was mostly just
The same stuff.
Just putting Loctite on the threads. And the problem is that we had some difficulty because of the position and all that kind of stuff. Do you want to face the camera, Matthew?
Oh, dude, yeah.
Because
these are marks of honor. I don't know if there's any on my face. Is the thing. It probably is.
Yeah, show them your arms, because it's
Yeah, this is what happens when you lay under your car. And then I got the nice all the way down the back. Yeah.
Also your
I'm ready.
shirt.
Actually, I think it's like that anyway. Cause like, look.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Aesthetic, I guess.
I hope not, but
Well,
I mean, I hope
yeah,
it's not
but
greasy, but I think
again, like the major thing we were working on was just getting the bolts lined up, getting the Loctite on them.
I'm ready for dinner with the queen now.
Like, dude, you could probably, like, it's.
I can't even see it on camera. I have to look in the mirror.
Trust me. When we look back at, like, trust me, when we look back at the clips, you're gonna see it. But it's like, just that's why I'm glad you have glasses on, because if you didn't have eye protection, a lot of that undercoating would have gone right on your eyes, because it's right around that stuff too.
I'm sure it is.
That's why eye protection is important, people. Your eyes, you can't really work without them. If anything, I'll cut to whatever clip comes next. Peace.
I don't think that was too fast.
Well, if there's ball security, they know about us now.
Yeah. Shit, we have to go.
We have to turn back around.
Yeah, we're just gonna go
Just
back
turn
the
back
other
around.
way. Yeah, you're right. Now we can get another clip going the other way.
Oh god. I'm plugging my ears for this one.
Alright.